Yes. So, welcome to this 3-day hands-on training on mushroom cultivation. This is the inaugural session. We are privileged to have with us as the keynote addressee, Professor Ajoy Krishna Saha of Department of Botany, Tripura University. Although he needs no introduction, we are still introducing him, maintaining formality. He is currently working in capacity of a professor in the Department of Botany, Tripura University. He did his PhD from Calcutta University and has guided numerous students. He has numerous publications to his credit and has completed many research projects. He's also a member of different academic bodies across the university and beyond. Now, without wasting any further time, yes? Now, I beg your pardon for the glitch. Without wasting any further time, I would like to request the convener of this program, Mr. Prushanjit Debbarma, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, to give the welcome address. Prushanjit, please.
Good morning, each and every one of you, respected speaker, keynote speaker, Professor Ajoy Krishna Saha sir, Dr. Dipti Das, HOD, Department of Botany, Netaji Subhas Mahavidyalaya, Dr. Krishnendu Das, convener, Scientific Committee, respected Dr. Nubur Dotto Madam, for your presence. I welcome every one of you, including the registered participants of our department as well as from other departments of the college. I'm very happy to announce you in front of you that this is the third initiative of Department of Botany, Netaji Subhas Mahavidyalaya, for organizing such an event, which is very much essential for students who can learn the practical aspects of mushroom cultivation. A fruitful business entrepreneurship can be developed by learning mushroom cultivation. The thrust area for this 3-day workshop, how to cultivate in a small area in their houses so that they can earn after the completion of their graduation program. Although, my dear students who have been studying in first, third, and fifth semester, all of you have learned the theoretical aspects of mushroom cultivation. So this is an opportunity to learn how to cultivate in your backyard, and which can give you economic stability as well. So we are very lucky to have Professor Ajoy Krishna Saha from Department of Botany, Tripura University, as well as Sri Rahul Shah, who is a research scholar under the supervision of Professor Ojay Krishna Shah, who will be delivering a keynote address today. And Rahul Shah will be with us for next 2 days till the completion of the mushroom cultivation techniques to be shown to you. With all these words, I would like to end up my little address. Thank you, everyone. Over to Krishnendu. Krishnendu, sir.
Thank you, Prashanjit, for welcoming everyone into the session. I now request Dr. Deepti Das, Head of Department of Botany, to give the inaugural speech. Madam, please.
Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Krishna. A very good morning to everyone. Respected our resource person, Professor Raja Krishna Saha, principal of this college, and my esteemed colleagues, Dr. Krishnendu Das, Dr. Nupur Dutta, Prashanjit Debbarma, another resource person of the program, Mr. Rahul Saha of this workshop, and all my beloved students. Today, we are gathered here for the workshop entitled Hands-on Training in Mushroom Cultivation. Most of us are well known to what mushrooms are. Some of us consume it for its nutritious value such as proteins, iron, magnesium, potassium, vitamin C, dietary fiber, etc., which is also a cholesterol-free food for all. So it is a potential phytoresource. As we are aware of its uses and facts, today we focus on the financial benefits from its cultivation. The aim of this workshop is to develop entrepreneurship and income generation through mushroom cultivation and hope that all the participants get to learn as much about the beneficial facts from this workshop. Thank you all. May I request Dr. Krishnendu Das for further communication. Over to Krishnendu.
Thank you, thank you, madam. Now we move on to the main part of this inaugural session, the keynote address. We have already introduced Professor Shah to all of us, and let me add one word. He is one person who puts, sorry, who puts academics before everything else. He's a very enthusiastic academician, and when he, let me add to you informally to this, when he learned about this, he was very enthusiastic that his student Rahul is going to be the chief person who will be coordinating this workshop, and we spared and we spared no time to invite him, Professor Shah, to the inaugural session. Sir, without wasting any further time, I would like to call you upon and request you to give your address. The stage is all yours, sir.
Good morning to you all. It is a very innovative, I should say, that such attempt is very much useful for skill development, or I should say that the self-reliance of the students who are at present studying in the undergraduate level. In this workshop, primarily it may be some important for the neck evaluation, but still importance for the students for creating human resources of self-reliance in their field of interest. With a special attention to Dr. Sudhan Devnath, Principal Netaji Subhas Mahavidyalaya, Krishnendu Das, Dr. Deepti Das, who is working in the capacity of HOD Department of Botany, Sri Prasanjit Dev he is my student since his graduation, is very enthusiastic and also hard working and very honest. And I feel proud for Prasanjit Dev as he is my student, and Dr. Nupur Datto. And mostly, I welcome all the participants of this college. They may be of different streams, not only from the science, whether it may be physical or biological science or material science or engineering science, anything else, or or commerce and arts, some other streams also presenting in this present in this seminar. That's why I will give the lecture as brief as possible in a in a very vivid manner by which everybody can understand my speaks what I want to transmit from my part. And today's this is a title which I have given you, mushroom for human health as nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals means it has the dual function as it has some pharmaceutical properties as well as some nutritional properties. Both the things in combined, mushroom is giving immense help to the human health. And the latter part is the practical part or hands-on training part, that is the farming. And this farming is really a challenging prospective entrepreneurship attitude with very small areas and with giving very small times for you for you from your routine you can have the farming without uh, any hazards. It's a very easy process, but you have to know the you have to develop the skill, you have to know the science of this cultivation. Now these are the background why mushrooms are being uh, is a lucrative item for not only the seminar but also for the choice dietary item. Everywhere you are getting that mushroom cultivation, and but people know the mushroom is a food item. Otherwise, they don't know anything. But why the mushrooms? We should why you do take it as a choice dietary item? This should be well appraised by expertise people. I think everybody have the idea regarding the mushroom, whether it in the natural bed or in cultivated form, and you have some idea regarding the mushroom recipe also. It is just which mushroom we are going to cultivate, it's almost a fruiting body, just like umbrella or funnel shape or something else like or ear shape. These are the fruiting bodies which are coming out of substratum, and ultimately at certain time of their maturity, these mushrooms are plucked and used for the consumption purposes. It is purely fleshy and it has a spore bearing fruiting bodies. Whatever we are plugging, whatever morphological features we are getting, that is the fruiting body, that is the fruit body, or I should say the expression of the sexual reproductive structures. And generally, it produced on the soil or sometimes on substratum. There may be so many organic substratum. I will discuss it later on. And especially these mushrooms are from the fungal group, that is Basidiomycota and Escomycota. And these are the estimated data, that is almost 1,40,000 mushrooms have been recorded, almost recorded. Only 10% of these mushrooms are documented scientifically. There's so many areas is really untouched for their scientific exploitation. What wealth they are having, we don't know. Only 10% are being known. And I myself and my laboratory uh, having only small amount of, especially we are doing work on mushrooms of Tripura, which are found in wild conditions. As because this mushroom should be developed for future applications. That's why I'm concentrating my research area on the mushrooms which are found in wild condition in Tripura. And you know that it is a purely indoor activity. When are going to cultivate, then it require the outside field. And labor is very small labor. If you can give time, then you only the person can do the cultivate more than 10 to 15 bags. And ultimately each and every week he can able to harvest 4 to 5 kgs minimum mushroom. Only lone person can do the job. You know, this very high profit venture, and also it will give a ample opportunities for employment of small farmers, the farmers who don't have any land as such, especially the women. We the government of India as well as the societal development is mainly targeted on the women who needs to be financially sound enough to make them flow in the current societal system. And it is very really easy to cultivate, and and it is some profitable agri businesses, and it requires very low investment and less space also. And the traditional medicine and healthcare food mushrooms are using since dated back to 3000 BC, and mainly the bioactive compounds which are found, which has been exploited and characterized. These are the polysaccharide, glycopeptide, proteoglycans, protein, terpene compounds, steroids, alkaloid, pigments, quinone, lipoids, cyclopeptide, non-protein amino acids. These are the main basic features of the mushroom secondary metabolites, which has been characterized and already quantified in specific mushrooms. And these substances individually or synergistically causes havoc importance in ailments, curative measures of various diseases of human being without any hazards. No side effect, nothing else, no chemical input, uh, or or you are not ingesting any chemical substances like capsule or something else. Mushrooms are relatively easy to cultivate. I told you very, and it is a great innovative ideas. Great innovative ideas. That's why the skill missions is going on uh, uh, throughout the country, and there is a call for Swaniribor India. What's Swaniribor India? That means huge numbers of graduates, postgraduates, PhD scholars, engineers, mm, administrators from MBA or somewhere else. They're coming out. They're not getting job, but they can open a side business by cultivating mushrooms, and ultimately if they can commercially cultivate it, they will be not the mm, I should say job seeker. They will provide the sick. They will job provider will be there. They will be job provider, not only the seeker. That's why the skill mission program is going on, and ultimately the nation will get the result after 5 or 6 years in future. Not it is the initiative is going on. It is the main program in NOP, National Education Policy. Also, there are so many skill missions are going on throughout the India to develop skill and for the youth not to be frustrated after graduation or post graduation. They can be engaged for their um, by their own feats, earning some money, or they can provide a uh, mm, societal works by transmitting their knowledge to the rural areas also. And this is the classification. I'm not going to discuss this in details. Actually, this is the broad classification. Broad. It is very easy to. And primarily the citrus. These are the mushrooms. They are not mushrooms. These are the fungi. Fungi which are very microscopic in nature. Mainly the aquatic in nature. The fungi is not only found in the soil, but also it found in the air and in water masses also. Zygomycetes, they are the lower group of fungi, which are generally zygote-bearing fungi, and sometimes called as zygote fungi. That means they, after reproduction, they produce a diploid product, which is known the zygote. Glomeromycetes, it means some fungi are that very unique in nature. They colonize the root, and ultimately they do a havoc role in the development of the plant, uh, host plant by mycorrhizal fungi. It is they are commonly known as mycorrhizal fungi, and they are generally using not only India but it has been commonly used in European countries as a biofertilizers. Ascomycetes, ascus-like or sac fungi, they produce a sac-like structure after, almost I should say the fruit body is sac-like in nature. And the last one is the Basidiomycetes fungi, that is club fungi. They have the specific umbrella shape fruit body. I'm not going to discuss about the Latin name. You cannot remind or find any interest. But these are the common name, and which are cultivated throughout India, not only India but all over the country. These are the button mushroom, shiitake mushroom, oyster mushroom, velvet mushrooms, and velvet stem, sometimes velvet or commonly velvet mushroom, milky mushroom, pedistro mushroom, ear mushroom, reishi mushroom, namiko mushroom, jelly fungi, split gill mushroom. These are the mushrooms are cultivated uh, throughout the India, and in so many states, these mushrooms are cultivated in commercial scale. These are the different applications of mushrooms: nutritional, medicinal, economical value, and mushroom have the unique property they can produce huge amount of enzymes. The enzymes, this very important thing, which is very important in pharmaceutical industries, textile industries, and rubber industries. So many industries require enzyme. Almost all the secondary metabolites which are coming from the fungi or mushroom itself, they can produce a huge amount of enzyme which can be exploited in commercial basis in various industries. And the people do not require, or the industry people do not depend on the chemical combustions of the enzymes, which are causing huge pollution to the environment. And bioremedial of contaminated wastes, I will discuss later on, and ethnomedicinal values. These people's living in the rural areas, the local healers are using the mushrooms for their uh, curing ailments, different ailments. These are the things, just you can have an idea what are the things are found in these mushrooms, and which makes the mushroom as a, as a highest nutritionally indexed food. And these are the main things for which the mushrooms are selected as a choice dietary item. Protein, huge proteins are there. It can be compared with the animal protein or fish protein. Sometimes there are protein content is so high, it can be mm, mm, much more comparatively than that of the uh, meat or other soya protein or something else. And the more than 80% of the people or citizen of India are under the poverty line. We can we can say many things, but we cannot go out of poverty by any programming. Still, approach is going on. So many programs, so many policies has been developed to make the poor people elevated um, up to the level of standard of the other people of the um, other 20% people of this India. And as because they cannot they cannot earn much more money, the people of that area, that zone, that level, they are suffering from protein malnutrition. It's very acute problem in developing countries and underdeveloped countries. Protein malnutrition is a huge problem. There is no sufficient meat, milk, or other things, or fruits and other things. And that's why the rural areas peoples or the children are suffering from protein malnutrition, and which inviting so many diseases, and also increasing the mortality high rate also. And second one is the carbohydrate. The only our source is um, cereals like rice, wheat, maize, or something else we are using as carbohydrates. And this also a unique source of carbohydrate in addition to protein. And fat, we whatever fat we health promoting fat, these fats are coming from the mushrooms only. No harmful or deleterious fat which uh, felicitate the cholesterol level, these fats are not available in mushrooms. These fat which uh, promote the good cholesterol, which are good cholesterol, not the bad cholesterol, which are important for the good um, cardiovascular system. This cholesterol free, that is the bad cholesterol free fats are available in mushrooms. And we need fiber. Each and every diet should have substantial amount of fiber to avoid the irregular bowel syndrome, or as well as to make your GI tract free from any other diseases or residual toxic effect. The fiber is very essential. Yeah, and it should be uh, everybody should take the fiber, um, having fibrous food, and every food should have some fiber. And refined protein, refined carbohydrate is not good for health. That's why whatever you take, whatever vegetables you take, don't take the refined things. You take it in raw and keep get it from market and make it uh, you know the recipe and prepare in your home, and this will be purely fiber with rich fiber content food items. Lipid, which is very essential for their um, mm, uh, basically these are the very lipid is a very fluid which is very essential for our so many biochemical processes, and also it also gives some uh, nutritional properties. Ash content is very important. Ash is also a very important thing for as a food item. Vitamins, huge vitamins are there. Almost all the vitamin B12 groups are available, and the minerals, the micronutrients is very important, which cannot be found in any food. Such micronutrients are available, like zinc, mm, I should say zinc, that is zinc, magnesium, and I should say sometimes silicon, also very small amount is very important. This many, I should say the very precious minerals which are very much important for our health and for our enzymatic um, activities, and in very metabolic processes these minerals are found in mushrooms. And it is a bag of minerals, micronutrients, and so many micronutrients which are very much useful for our health, you will be getting from the single source. And these are the various medical importance I will discuss later, and different medical applications. I should say you should know, otherwise you won't find interest. Why you are going for mushroom? Why we select the mushroom as a choice dietary item without egg, fish, meat, or other things? These are cheap, as well as these are the different medical application. If you have any sorts of ailments which I am discussing, it will almost it will do uh, a silent worker to make you cure from all these ailments. You don't have to take any our medicine from outside, and if you take the mushroom, if you have any of this ailment, you will be able to cure from this regular mm, mm, eating of this mushroom. The medicinal importance is very unique. Uh, I have given so many seminars or lecture in the immune functions of mushrooms. Today I am not giving any elaborate discussion about the immune function. And you know this COVID crisis is going on. It is a really a pandemic. Now so many varieties are coming out. Delta, after Delta we are getting the third wave of Omicron and other things. I don't know the fourth wave will be coming on with another nomenclature. This immune function, that is the B cell, T cells, which are very key cells which should be produced in the body, and this immune function is coming out artificial vaccinations. Artificial vaccination means they are uh, they are felicitating the formation of the T cell or B cell in our blood plasma, and ultimately we are getting the immunity. And these T cell and B cells are coming out without any hazards, without any injection, without any other things. If you take mushrooms as a regular basis, and you will be really a sound immune health will be there, and ultimately it will boost your health. You will be able to fight against any threats of infection, and it will also lower the risk of cancer. Cancer ultimately কি হয়, you know, mm, mm, I don't know whether you can understand my lecture in English. uh, However, I am using some Bengali version also. Lower the risk of cancer. You know, this somebody, mm, yeah, we are in the threat of so many contaminant food items, contaminant air, contaminant society. Everywhere is contamination. These contaminations are we are taking without a knowledge, and this causing the risk of cancer. And that's why uh, in early days Either it was not documented or there was the less occurrence of cancer. But now science is developed, people can understand the what the patient suffering from cancer and what are the causes of cancer. This can be explored, this can be documented in very well manner, and now the people are very much serious enough about their health. And this cancer actually, when the people are, are dropped in immunity, then they are very much susceptible to cancer. He or she cannot fight against the contaminated food which are causing the disorder in your biochemical system. And if you have immunity, if you have enough T cell, B cell inside your blood plasma, that you can fight against any toxicity of contaminated food products. And most of our diseases, most of our diseases, if you talk to any medicine expert or doctor, everything is related with the inflammation. It may be diarrhea, it may be headache, it may be arthritis, it may be uh, heart disorder. Everything is related with mm, inflammation. Inflammation, we can simply uh, inflammation means I should বাংলায় যাকে বলে ফোলা, ফুলে যাওয়া, inflammation. Suppose sometimes you have inflammation in the knee, sometimes you have inflammation in any injured portion. This inflammation actually causing the problem. Every diseases has their expression through its inflammation. Inflammation is being controlled. Inflammation is being controlled, is well mannered by the mushrooms. So many biochemical flow and biochemical chart has been developed by various school of science, that by how inflammation can be controlled by the mushroom extract. And ultimately you can cure from that notorious diseases which causing the inflammation. And it also balance the blood sugar. If you take bread, if you take huge amount of sugar, if you take the huge amount of, if you are voracious eater, you will take more than 400 gram rice per meal, and you can take, but you have to have, must have mushroom in your diet, then it will balance the blood sugar. And it is the capacity to ward off viruses and bacteria and fungi. We are always in contact with the virus. We cannot uh, leave ourselves in a glass house which is free of virus, bacteria, and fungi. We have to be exposed in air, and air is a huge uh, substratum for virus, bacteria, and fungi. But you have to live with this organism. But you have to keep free from their attack. How? Only the mushroom can do the rescue job. And tumor growth, if somebody develops some tumor, it may be benign or something else, or maybe cancerous, it can be controlled by the mushroom extract. I am telling with all this information with huge scientific data and huge published data, and it has been established in the science domain. Nothing is imaginary, nothing is hypothetical, everything is developed in science, and they are using, and pharmaceutical industry also using the mushroom product. And detoxification is very unique process. All the students, you don't have toxic substances in your body, that's because your age is very you are not aged, I should say. You are mostly below 20 or something like this. Your age is very short, I should say, that you are young enough, you don't have toxicity effect on your body. But people like me who are senior citizens, they have they should have some toxic effect in the body, as because the body has done a lot of work since my birth, and ultimately there are some toxic compounds are being synthesized in my body. These are being deposited either in the liver, kidney, or any body system, or spleen, or any endocrine glands also. And ultimately this toxicity when accumulate uh, to a certain extent, that is a lethal effect will be there. And this detoxification is very much essential, very much essential. That's why when the peoples are going to doctor to subside their ailment, doctors usually use some chemicals. You don't know what are the combination of drugs. These drugs having the some supportive chemicals which detoxify the metabolites which are coming from this your biochemical processes. The only way, one thing is very easy to you, that's you consume mushroom, body will be free. It is the matter of one meal or something else. You have to continue it. When you will be your age enough, body will be detoxified simultaneously. That means toxin will be break down and ultimately it is come out of excretory system. This unique property is having with the mushrooms. This is the classical property. And people are suffering from the prostate and breast cancer is uh, very dominant, mm, I should say, problem of the female. That's why the breast cancer and as well as the prostate cancer, they are the male candidate having the after 50s, they have a inflammatory prostate. Sometimes it goes on without any medication, then it may develop cancer. This, if you always take mushroom, that you can have the prophylactic attitude or attempt to prevent this prostate and breast cancer in future. Aging, nobody like to be aged. If you feel uh, that you should be young enough, if you comment that you are looking cute and young, then you will find pleasure. Why? Nobody wants to be aged. कोई आदमी बोलेगा तो आप बुढ़ा हो गया तो क्या होगा? You will feel depressed. If somebody says your skin has been wrinkled, you are looking like a damn old lady, what will happen? You will feel embarrassed. That's why anti-aging property. Age, it is a time-bound program. You cannot prevent it. You cannot prevent it. We have to age. We have to go for death. Yes, because uh, uh, we have born. One ultimate truth is we have to go for death. And on course of this program, we have to be aged. And this aging actually is a standard biochemical phenomenon, and this aging can be treated in proper way by aging anti-aging activities of this mushroom. If you take mushroom, it will regulate the digestive system. It is a long story. I cannot go for if I stick on this slide, say then I cannot go to this other part. Digestive system means it is fiber. It can uniquely balance the pH level of different gastrointestinal regions, which is very essential to maintain the movement of the gastrointestinal tract as well as the digestive enzyme to secrete in different parts of the GI tract. This is being purely regulated by these mushrooms. Immunity, immunity, I can speak 5 or 6 hours at a time. What immunity can impart by the mushroom activity? Anti-allergic, the people are suffering from the allergy from either maybe pollen, dust, or any chemicals, or any fungal spore, other things. Allergy is also a huge problem. You don't know some ailments is coming from allergy. Also, some food allergy is there. If you take the mushrooms, you can have the anti-allergic properties. You can take almost all the items which are available in the market, and you can move anywhere you like. If you don't have any allergy, anti-tumor, and epilepsy is one of the important part. Epilepsy, it is some nerval disorder, it is a neural problem. And 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 sodium valproate is one of the unique pharmaceutical chemical which uh, have to take 3 years at a time, minimum 3 years, to make you free from epilepsy, but it causes huge damage to liver, sodium valproate. But no way, people are careless about their food items. You take medicine SOS when it is in you are in danger condition, but you should take mushroom. It will give a shield against the epilepsy. Epilepsy has a tendency to develop some neural disorders. Actually, there is some genes are responsible. We cannot change a gene. Sometimes it may develop due to the defunct uh, mm, childbirth also. Sometimes forceps baby also developed epilepsy. And these are the anatomical disorder. This can be easily overcome by the mushroom. Good for heart. Another point, ethnomedicinal, which I'm not going to discuss about this point. Now the nanobiotechnological application. You know the nanoscience. Nano means very small, very teeny, which cannot be seen in microscope also. We can nanoparticle. We have to see either FTIR or uh, um, XCPRT or NMR somewhere else. Nanoparticle cannot be seen in the microscope. And sometimes the scanning electron microscopes we use for the documentation of the various shapes of nanoparticles. These nanoparticles is very important. It is a very useful in pharmaceutical program. Mushroom nanoparticle generally comes from copper, silver, gold, lead, and other things. One of my scholars has got PhD from nanoparticle synthesis or green synthesis of nanoparticle. This is huge importance, huge important. That is a green synthesis of nanoparticle is a prime focus of this present day context. Nanoparticle, nano capsules are coming out in pharmaceutical industry through chemical uh, processes. This is very costly as well as very. It is not very eco-friendly, causing huge damage to this environment. That's why the green synthesis of nanoparticle is very important. Mushroom have the huge capability. Whatever mushroom I have tried, I found almost they have green synthesis of nanoparticle, either it in copper, gold, or silver. The other nanoparticles I have not tried is because these are very costly. It is not useful for the pharmaceutical properties. And this nanoparticle, green synthesized nanoparticle, suppose you are not taking, but you need emergency attention for the curation of cancer, for make you relief from the cancer. Then the nano capsules coming out from the mushroom source can be ingested directly, and it will actively fight against the target area of cancer. Nanoparticles generally easily move to the blood flow and they goes to the site of activity very easily, very quickly. Rocket speed cannot be counted in second. The nanoparticle has a unique property. If you take, if you uh, mm, take your choice as a nano user, then you will take as a nano capsule coming from the green synthesis. Industrial nanoscience has developed. Uh, in space, there is also in textile industry, nanoscience is giving very useful manner, and so many industries, pharmaceutical industry, not only chemical, in also in automobile and other things. Nano, suppose the mm, nano chips, nano computer, nano car, everything, nano battery, everything is coming from this nanoscience. That means you have to synthesize the active particles in nano form. And these are actually being done by the chemical combustion, either it's chips or computer or other things, or battery. And this is also immense property of nanoscience. But I am not going to that part. I am the biological synthesis of nanoparticle, and it is the if you convert the nanoparticle from the mushroom extract, then it will be a speedy recovery from the anti-tumor. It will speedy recovery from tumor infection. Nanocavity digestive system. This all I discussed rapid and ready-made uh, outcome without wasting any time. You should go for স্যার সেমিনারে আছে একটু কথা বলতে then the photothermal therapy. Photothermal therapy means that means in cancer as well as the ray therapy or somewhere else, or sometimes mm, temperature therapy also there.
Requesting students to please stay for the program because there might be some technical glitch in the university. Professor Shaha just got disconnected. He will be reconnecting in a short while. Please be patient and be with us. And one more announcement for students. You may please note down your questions and send it via the chat box. You can type your questions in the chat box in case you have any. And your questions will be taken up after the lecture is over and Professor Shaha will answer your questions.
Interaction করে দেয় The other ones. Okay, I don't know from which point
So, okay,
I
sir.
was able. Prasanjit, can you help me? I will repeat this.
Yes, sir. Everything is.
From which point you are not audible
Yes,
to
sir. You can
me
go
to
on to the next slide.
next slide. Okay, and these are the mushrooms which are medicinal properties, and these I am not
You
going to discuss. Okay, you tell. That is the mushroom is the Pleurotus, Ganoderma, auricularia, Cyzophyllum, Hericium lentinus,
no from here you can
Polytis,
start, sir.
yes, Polystictus, Grifola, Inonotus, Agaricus, Flamillona, uh, Clitopilus, Pleurotus, Tremella, and so many species of Pleurotus are very much useful in medicinal purposes. And these are the ethno-medicinal purposes. And now I go to the next slide. Actually, my scholar uh, mm, Rahul is there. He will be with you for next 2 or 2.5 days, and we will discuss about the how the mushroom farming business can be done in proper way. But I am giving you just preliminary idea. These are the things I think I can be able to understand you why mushroom is very important. Why mushroom is very important, I can be able to make you a prize. Partly I tried my best to make you acquainted about the importance of mushroom, and what are the very important things do you require for mushroom farming. One is mushroom house, and one thing make the cultivator defunct for the low supply of, or they are not getting the spawn in proper, which is known as the mushroom seed. The seeds are not available in the market. You won't get it in any market as a wholesale dealer or retailer, but there are some pointer there where you will get the mushroom seed in proper. This mushroom seed or spawn, quality spawn, is the main source for the production. And Rahul will give you idea how to prepare spawn in your home facility and how you can prepare. Primarily, you start with the ready-made spawn, then you will find pleasure, you will find interest to grow the mushroom in your home, and you will be develop skill, and ultimately you can do the uh, job for preparing spawn in your home also. And the spawning as well as the good substrate where you will grow the mushrooms, where you will grow the mushroom. Is it paddy? It is wheat? Is it maize straw? It is mixed organic matter or soil or any waste material, and this thing you have to select. And this selection depends on the what type of mushroom you have choose. And this is the main problem marketing, yes, because in India, developing country, the mushrooms are not being used uh, like just like fish or meat. You have to propagate the uh, mushroom use. Why you should use the mushroom? You should uh, take responsibility to propagate why the mushrooms are important in our life. Then people will be interested. And since um, 10 years back, 10 years, like 1990, I should say, uh, 30 years back or something like the people are very much spontaneously. they use the mushrooms. And mushrooms are now available in each and every market. Whether you in a local market or go to big market, you will be getting mushrooms every day. You encourage the people in and around you. You cultivate, you earn money, also grow interest to the consumer. Why you consume the mushroom? And this will create a market. And mushroom preservation also a problem. You have to market it very speedily. But still there are some processes by which we can preserve the mushroom for sometimes, and it's because it is a very short shelf life. But dry mushroom you can keep it for uh, 3 months, 4 months, no problem. In packet, dry mushroom can be marketed, no problem. You soak it and make it signed. Forest. And what are the materials are required? Straw, spawn, plastic sheet, wooden mold, hand chopper, drum for boiling straw, jute rope, coconut rope, or plastic rope, anything, gunny bag. And sometimes you need sprayer to spray the mm, mushroom bed to make the moisture level each and every point of time you have to maintain the moisture level, and that's why you need a spray. And if you have the skill, you can able to know at what time and when the spray should be done. And these are the uh, these are the cost benefit. Suppose somebody, I'm not going to detail, somebody is investing 30,000, and how will you will earn? You will earn almost double. How many bed you say? How many bed? That's only 500 kg. 500 kg is very easy. Small 10 into 10 square centimeter area will be much more enough to have 500 kg output each and every harvest. There are some mm, non-recurring cost. Every time you have to, you don't have to spend 30,000 rupees. Almost if you go on cultivating, then there will be only costing will be maximum 10,000 rupees. But profit will be 63,000. That means 6 times, 7 times you'll be getting revenue from this mushroom. Now now the marketing channel you have to develop. Now we are giving some entrepreneurship development. We are we have done some entrepreneurship program, and we train the people to have the knowledge how to make the self-help group, how to take the loan from the funding agencies. Who are the agencies who will give you mm, mm, fund, and everything is very much uh, trained in this entrepreneurship program. And there should be a producer consumer chain, and there may be a chain like uh, cooperative, retailer, and consumer, and this chain will be developed. It will be a flow, spontaneous flow. If there is a market crisis, you cannot stop your production. People will come to your home, your house. They will every day knock your door. Dada mushroom আছে কি? Dada mushroom আছে কি? What will do? You don't have to go to market. Your home will be the uh, outlet of mushroom selling, and there will be some uh, professional collector who will collect the mushroom from your home or cultivation center. They will send to wholesaler, and wholesaler will send it to retailer. Ultimately, retailer will market it in the consumable form, and they will go to the hands of consumer. And these are the things this chain will develop in a spontaneous way. You don't have to worry about this. If you have the attention, if you have the uh, sincerity and honesty, it, it will not hamper your academic career or anything else. If you feel anything, any problem, you can contact me, you can contact Rahul. Rahul will provide you my mail ID and mm, and phone, if any. And if you are interested, then they will develop some processes, processes by which you can go for mushroom cultivation. And these are the precautionary measure. These are the precautionary measure. Hygienic condition is very important. And after each and every harvest, you don't uh, keep the spent substrate near the mushroom house. And this spent substrate is very useful for the composting purposes. Organic fertilizer, very much useful organic fertilizer. Nothing can be wasted. Waste, you can have so many products for the agricultural use. Also, your food product. Nothing is left for designated as waste if you go for mushroom cultivation. Everything will be useful. Watering is very essential. Harvest the mushroom when they are in mature condition. uh, that means after 3 to 4 days of they are emerging their head. And don't spray the water directly. You spray the water in the substrate. And before plugging, you do not spray water. And sell mushroom faster. Mushroom, if somebody wants to take it afresh, it will be good for health. It will have the all properties in a high quantity without deterioration of quality. And some palatable mushroom foods items. Mushroom soup, very much useful. If you go to any five-star hotel, people will ask for not the corn soup or something else. They will take first criteria for the starter as mushroom soup. If somebody comes from foreign or mm, any dignitary is coming from outside India, they will definitely mm, mm, give some mm, note on mushroom. They will ask any mushroom item. They will ask mushroom soup, everything. And you can have the chicken mushroom. Chicken along with the mushrooms is very delicious food item. Mushroom curry, very important. Mushroom pakora is very delicious item. And some products are available. These are the products: mushroom protein, and this is the hot chocolate, mushroom cream, in cream with different creams. Mushroom products are used. And mushroom chips are very available. It is not available in Tripura, but you can order it in online. You will get, and you taste it. You taste it. I am telling you, taste it. You find pleasure. And so many. Um, and mushroom is also, sometimes you go to some facial also. I cannot pick up it. And the mushroom powder also mixed with the some jelly, or or or, or I should say some gels which are available uh, in market. Mm, Also from plant product, you can mix up with this mushroom powder, and it will make a good mask for facial. This is also used in European countries. Mushroom facial mask is very lucrative item. And These are the different mushroom products which are available. And very last part of my lecture, I have taken enough time. I think some of you have lose your patience. Um, Actually, I have curtailed my lecture. Mm, As a teacher, I cannot stop myself to give you the highlighting the point. That's why I have taken time. And sometimes you may fail to hear my all speeches in patient manner. However, I am trying my best. And finally, it is a mushroom is a vital source of nutrients for you and your family, and it will be a potential source of income. And we have the every resources, source material is available in your local areas for mushroom farming. And now we promise, you promise, like me, that we will promote the mushroom farming, not your income, for your good health, for your sustainable health, for the benefit of the society, for the benefit of the rural areas, for the benefit of the uh, underprivileged peoples of this country. And these are my research areas. I don't think you would find this is a cultivation area, endophytic. I have some projects and other people are getting PhD from endophytic flora of mushroom, aeromycloflora mushroom, which are found in the air. This is also some role in human diseases as well as importance in human health. Mycorrhizae is one of the unique subject. Some people are getting PhD from this area. And biofertilizer, I'm running so many projects on biofertilizer. And these are the people who are actively associated with me. Somebody has got PhD, some are working, and some new people are there. Their photograph is not here. These are the people. These are the my soldiers by which I feel proud that I can produce some mm, skilled, mm, not only for their knowledge as well as they are the actually honest human resources. They will fit for any sorts of job in research or academic activities in future. Thanks for your kind patience and kind hearing. Thank you to all. Thank you, my organizers and my students and my colleagues and students. If you are you feel free if you ask any question, you can post any question to this YouTube. I will ready to answer you later on. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your detailed explanation of mushrooms. I am from a completely different discipline. It was enlightening to me as well. Uh, Now, may I ask one or two questions to you that I felt during the course of the lecture?
Yeah. Yeah, you can ask anything.
Yeah. So, sir, I just wanted to know about the protein percentage of mushrooms. What varieties and what is? You
Okay,
said
okay.
that they
That's
contain more than
yes.
protein percentage is usually more than soya protein. And please, could you please elaborate on this a bit?
Yes. It depends upon the genus or species. Generally, whichever mushroom that is we are cultivating in common cultivated mushroom, that means Pleurotus lentinus or agaricus, they contain more than 28% protein, more than 28%, and some Pleurotus species have more than 34% of protein. It is very comparatively is much more than the fish, meat, and soya protein. 34% protein. I have some mushroom genotype which have more than 38% of protein. More than 38%. Just you can imagine. These are the sources of protein. Okay, am I clear?
And one problem is the storage. Yes, sir.
Storage.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And one What about wild mushrooms? That some varieties of mushrooms are available in the market, which are really very tasty, much more than the ones we farm. So, what about their nutritional qualities, sir?
Actually, the mushrooms which are available in the market, mostly pleurotas. Agaricus is generally not cultivated in the straw bed or substratum, but the cultivation process is different. You will get it in tin form, preserved form. And the mushrooms which are available in our market, in Tripura especially, these are either lentinas or pleurotas or, or various species of pleurotas or Volveriella. These are the species are which are available in the local market. They have substantial amount of protein. No one of this contain less than 25% of protein. Less than 25% of protein. You are considering the
Thank you,
protein
sir.
only, not only the protein. Mushroom has the unique property. Protein, I gives less importance to the proteins. You can take every day mutton, chicken, egg, 5 or 6 eggs per day. It hardly matters to your immunity. It hardly matters to your metabolic profile of your body. But protein is substantial, but immunity booster and its prophylactic matter measures for any sorts of threat coming from the virus, bacteria, fungi. This is the point to be magnified to the consumer in proper way. Protein is huge enough, less carbohydrate. It is very much prescribed for the diabetic patients. The huge carbohydrate is not useful. We have to limit the carbohydrate doses per day. It might be juvenile child to age like me, 65 or 63. Carbohydrate limitation should be there. But protein don't have. If you don't have a kidney problem, you can take huge amount of protein. Minimum 10% of your body weight. Minimum 10% of body you can take. But protein is not the end word, but the immunomodulation and the your digestive properties and to make you free from all threats. It is the most important part of mushroom. No food is there available in nature. Any question, Krishnendu? I am ready to satisfy you.
Yes, no, you have answered my doubts very clearly, sir. I would like to request Prushanjit to read out the questions that our students might have posted. Prushanjit, you please read out the questions from the student section, from the chat box.
Actually, I have posted about if there is any questions from the participants, but sadly so, we do not have any questions or queries from the participants. I hope they have understood all the aspects that Sir was speaking of.
In that case, I have one more query.
Okay, okay.
Sir, in some foods lose their good properties during cooking. So, is it applicable to mushrooms also? Is there any specific cooking technique that should be used to preserve the nutritional values these things have, or it can be done generally as we do in our houses?
Okay. Krishnendu, I'm telling you that the mushroom products which are pharmaceutically important, these are the secondary metabolites of the mushroom
Okay.
biochemical process. Secondary metabolites. They are very much thermolabile in nature. Very much thermolabile.
Oh.
Simply boiling it cannot be deteriorated at any point of time. You can boil it for uh, mm, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You need not require it to boil for 1 hour something else. Any cooking do not go for that time. Any
Yes,
boiling
yes.
point, any boiling point, it may be 100 degree above, it will retain its property intact. These are the secondary metabolites. It's a huge structurally strong structure. They mm, cannot be broken down by simple heat. If you put some enzyme, then it will it will be broken into small pieces of the simpler form, but it will retain its properties. But their specific shape and size is required to have the optimum capacity, optimum output. The shape, when we change it by some processes, then quality deteriorates. Sometimes, uh, if you do not preserve it in proper way, sometimes the quality deteriorates due to the secondary metabolites dishaped inside the cell due to loss of the water content. And you have to rehydrate it, and you have to regain this, and almost 90% property you have to regain. But simply boiling, mushroom quality cannot be deteriorated. Simple question, simple answer.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. I mean, you just gave us a very classroom flavor of these things. I mean, I enjoyed the lecture to the full. I did not understand it fully, the technical things, but it was very enlightening. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us today. I mean, I know from Proshenjit that you spontaneously reacted to his proposal, and I cannot thank you any less from any one of our faculty members and the institution as a whole that you took part with us. Thank you very much, sir, for being with
Thank you all.
us.
Thank you. Have a nice day and have a nice program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, let me take this opportunity to just give you a upshot of what we saw. Professor Shah elaborated the properties of mushrooms from all possible corners and in all possible details, from cultivation details to investment to labor requirement, the food value, medicinal and ethno-medicinal properties and industrial uses. He elaborated on the nutritional aspects and everything associated with this. This was the upshot of the lecture. Uh, we thank Professor Shah once again for enlightening us with his knowledge. And now I request Mr. Prashanjit Deborma to wrap up the program and announce the moving on to the technical session. Prashanjit, please.
Thank you, sir. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Professor Ajay Krishna Shah sir for his great lecture. Although sir could have insisted to speak for only 10 to 15 minutes, but we are very lucky. My students and as a whole, the whole NSM family would be very much happy to have you. And the you have, sir, means from the morphological point of view to the most advanced level of science, that is nanotechnology, you have tried to explain all these aspects, including the medicinal aspects, ethnobotanical aspects, the cultivation aspect, and even till entrepreneurship development to the students who will be graduating after six months or after 1 year or so. We are I'm thankful to Rahul Shah for being with me, being in the department of NSM, and he will be taking care of nearly 40 students who have enrolled themselves for learning how to grow mushrooms. I thank our principal sir for giving us the opportunity to the financial assistance to organize such an event. Um, I'm thankful to HOD, head of the department, Dr. Dityash Madam, for being with me all the time, and all the students. I would like to thank the students who have willingly participated in this workshop for learning how to grow mushrooms and for income generation. And last but not the least, I would like to thank you, Dr. Krishnan Dudasa, who is the convener of scientific committee of of our college, who is, was sick for few days, but still he was communicating with me virtually, as well as today he was present physically. I thank you, all of you, sir, for being with the Department of Botany, Netaji Subhas Mahavidyalaya. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, Rahul Shaha, for being with me, and we will be taking leave from this virtual session, and will be physically meeting after the little break, tea break, and then to talk to our students who will be waiting for us for the technical session. Thank you, every one of you. Thank you, sir. Most especially, I would like to thank you for giving us consent within a very short period of time that you have agreed to give lecture on this workshop. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to wrap up today's the inaugural session of virtual session, and we'll move on to the technical session physically. Uh, we are taking leave and we are ending the broadcast right now.